Alright, so as soon as you guys can tell me if I am here, that would be awesome. Okay, so let me check something here. I'll type to you guys. Alright, let's see here. And am I in sync? Hey Brad, how's it going? I think it's pretty hilarious that you're here. Thanks for coming. Okay, so theoretically, you should be able to hear this. So let me know if you can hear that. Okay, so how was that, guys? Anybody? Was that in sync? If you guys could let me know, that would be great. Wow, latency. Okay, so there's actually no reason for there to be latency. At all, because these are the exact settings that I've had last time, and there was no latency last time. So, well, not today, last week. So, anyway, I don't know if that's on my end. It shouldn't be on my end, actually. And if it is anywhere, it's YouTube, because for the past month, I've actually had problems with YouTube. So, kind of weird. Anyway, I'm going to switch up to bass. And like I said, you guys could let me know if you want me to redo any of the songs, and I will. But I'm going to switch over the bass and do that, and then we'll see how everything is turning out. Whoops. I probably should take the distortion off of my bass. There we go. This one is pretty stinking hard for me to play. As you can see, I definitely have not gold starred this one. It's fast, and it is just simply difficult. Anyway, there's a lot of weird stuff with the right hand that I have difficulty with, so anyway, here we go. Let's go for it. Pretty bad run. Pretty bad run. Okay, so what's going on with this one? Basically, it's right at the, like, there's this one part, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. There's one part here that is pretty much at the edge of my actual right hand speed. So this is a pretty stinking fast song. So as far as my personal abilities, in the sense of I am, like, it's just right at that edge. So it's pretty difficult for me to pull off. It starts off easy enough, so pretty easy. So there's a lot of these little short bits of speed that are not a whole lot of notes, but they're fast. So I mean, that's just balls out speed, right? So you know, this is actually a really good one for me, because it's right on that edge of how fast I can physically move my I and M. So this is going to be one that I'm probably going to revisit a lot, just because of that. And it's pretty challenging for me. So as you can see, this part here, you know, it's mostly rhythms, but again, that's all these switch ups, and I'm having difficulty, like, organizing my right hand. It's like, where do I start on my index finger? Where do I start on my M? These are beyond the scope of this stream, because there's just so much to try to get down with your right hand in this, and where making decisions as far as where you're going to start with your I and where you're going to start with your M. I mean, the simple rule would be that you're going to start with your index finger when it's a downbeat. But in this case, sometimes it's going to be on all, it might be like index finger will be mostly on eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and all the in-betweens, the 1 E and those ones are going to be middle fingers. So, but again, it's beyond the scope of, it's just too much going on here for me to explain every little detail of which finger I start off with. But it's a pretty tricky one, and I would, you know, same thing I've said before, loops, right? So this one here, pretty tough for me. Again, it's just that much beyond my personal speed. So it's certain parts. So pretty stinking fast for me to maintain that. Even those short little bits, it's just tough. So again, try to memorize as much as this is possible, and just work on loops of just getting your speed down. But it is a pretty high level one, so you can't really fault yourself if this is fast for you to do. Yeah, and someone mentioned, Errol mentioned using a pick. Yeah, you could use a pick, but for me, again, I'm trying to be able to do this. It's just personal preference of using fingers, so that's just the way I want to play this, and I want to improve on that and get my fingers faster. Okay, this part here is tricky. So this is the part that I have the most difficulty with. That part is just, like I said, it's just right on that edge. It's just, you know, tough for me to get all those notes in there. Not to mention the string changing, which is, again, one of my weaknesses. And then here, going across like that, that's something I struggle with. So yeah, tough stuff. It's a little, again, this is more, I mean, it's less me breaking it down and me telling you what I'm not very good at, because, you know, I'm not great with bass playing, and you can see my struggles here, where I'm really, it's a little bit beyond my capacity, or it's really pushing what I'm capable of. So anyway, tough stuff. I think I'll do, and then this one here, again, the difficulty that I have with this one is organizing what finger I want to use with my right hand, and Yeah, nope. Yeah, see, I still haven't sorted out how I'm going to use my right hand, or even if I do know, my fingers aren't always doing what I want them to do. So, anyway, let's move on. That one's pretty tough. Then, yay, it gets easy. And then you're back to this part here. Again, switching strings. Tough for me to do. I would turn those into loops. That is a loop in itself, so it's tough stuff. On this one, I'm going starting with I, starting with M, starting on I, starting with M. That's the way I do it. Your mileage may vary, and you might want to use a different fingering for that. So I'm going to try one more run of this, and then I'll switch back to guitar. Okay, better run.
Almost perfect. Next time, you'll nail it.
Still pretty tough.
Wow, that's a lot of stars.
So, clearly, other people do not find this one easy. As, you know, I'm not even close to gold starring this one, and other people are, and I'm in top 3. So, I mean, obviously other people find this difficult to do as well, so I don't feel so bad. But yeah, I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to favorite that one, because that one, it definitely, I need to save that and play that again, because that's definitely one that challenges me for where I'm at. So anyway, let's go back to guitar here. And wait, hold on one second here. Okay. That could solve some problems there, so it was on the wrong interface. So hopefully that fixes the recognition things. So I'm going to switch back to guitar, and I'm going to do... Oh, I did. I'm going to do the tough one, the one with the solo. I think I'm going to skip... I think I'm only going to do the solo, because the other stuff is exactly the same. Like, so for this one here, all of the other stuff... Or maybe not. Let me take a look. Yeah, so all of this stuff is the same. So I'll do a run of the solo, and then I'll do the whole thing. So, or maybe I'll do the whole thing. It's been a crazy stream, so I think I should have better recognition now that I've changed the interface. But yeah, cross your fingers. I thought I'd solved things before, but sometimes not. So let me switch up. Okay, let's see if I get better recognition on this one. Ha! I picked the wrong one. Look at that. Okay. Let's try that again. Here, I'm gonna give you the solo. Let's save some time here.
Are you sure your guitar isn't...
Okay, so, whoop. Let me take that into practice and explain that, and I'll do another run. Okay. Pretty tough stuff here. So, Legato. Basically, this is all about physical strength and speed. So I spent countless hours, sitting in front of the TV, literally just watching movies and doing nothing but until my hand died. Literally just doing that over and over and over and over again until my hand was so tired that I just couldn't do it anymore. I would shake it out, wait a few minutes, and then... So that's where all of this comes from, is just, hours upon hours of... And I would just do lots of different patterns. So that's one pattern. I'd do that till my hand died. I would do forward till that died. I would do forward or backward, then forward. And then I would do similar patterns to this. Until the point, like, literally, till my hand is just aching with fatigue. And then I'd stop. Now, am I recommending that you do this? You have to be careful. You can hurt yourself. You can develop RSIs, or repetitive stress injuries. So you have to really pay attention to your body. I think, for me, I'm just lucky that I can do this stuff over and 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 over again. And just, 20 years worth of playing, over 20 years worth of playing, and I've never had an RSI. I've never, even remotely close to had an injury from playing guitar, despite sitting there doing one action over and over and over and over again. So, I mean, that's how I developed that speed, is that, I sort of approached it in the same context of working out at the gym, that your muscles don't grow unless you, kind of beat the crap out of them, right? So if your muscles aren't kind of sore, I didn't feel like I worked them enough. Now, I'd also give them rest. I wouldn't just do it nonstop every single day without fail. There would be times where I wouldn't even work on that exercise. I'd work on different stuff. So one day maybe I'd do tons and totally kill my hand for hammer-ons and pull-offs, and the next day I would totally work on picking so that I didn't burn myself out. So I was careful in that sense. So the next day maybe all I would do is just really working on my picking and going light, really light on my left-hand stuff. So but the concepts of this, once you know what the patterns are, the concepts aren't that hard, in the sense of it's just... That in itself isn't that hard. It's just, again, I've done so much repetition, so much strength building that... And I'm only picking... So I'm starting off on this note, so I'll pluck that note, it ends up being 3, but once it's in a loop, I'm picking 2 notes. 1, 2. So those are the only notes I'm picking. The next part here is really quite stretchy, so if you've never worked on your stretching, this is going to be pretty tough. It's exactly the same concept as the previous one, just a different left-hand fingering. And again, I spent hours upon hours just, sitting there, doing that over and over again to build the strength and the speed. And then the final pattern... Now, the hardest thing about this is doing all these transitions perfectly. Nailing that first note is the hard part. Oops. Oops. And that's pretty tough too, switching from this big, wide, stretchy thing and then this sort of closed up position of doing a bend. And then that last pattern is actually the same pattern that we move over here. So once you've done this, remember that feeling, and you're going to just shift it over to starting on the 10th. 10, 8, 5. Big stretch. But I don't have huge hands. If I can develop the stretch to be able to do this, most people should be able to. So, yep. It's quite a doozy. It's hard, but at the same time, the concepts are easy. I think, actually, for me, I find the latter half more difficult because it's just a lot of just getting the rhythms down. So, anyway, so that's that one. It's a little bit of awkward fingerings near the end, but nothing, that beginning part really is the thing that you have to get down, right? So, a little bit of stretch there, but because you're higher up, it's not that big of a deal. Something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna try it again.
Are you sure your guitar is in tune?
So, yep. So, I mean, I'm still a ways off from nailing that solo. The best run that I've ever done was 3 errors on the whole song. So, pretty tough. And, yeah, so it's just one section. But it's tough. It's this is... Songs like this are in the realm of the difficulty is no longer just how well do you understand, how well can you memorize the notes, or what it is, or even just, okay, I know where to put my fingers. This is in the realm of, like, really it's in the realm of athleticism, right? It's physical conditioning. It's no longer an element of, can you just read the notes off a tab? Can you, or even play fast enough? You're not going to play fast enough unless it's, it's kind of like, you might be able to know how to play hockey, but if you want to be in the NHL, you have to go to the gym and train like mad. Your strength has to be at a certain level. Your flexibility has to be at a certain level that's far beyond just, hey, I know how to play hockey and I play it lots. This is the same thing. It's not enough to know how to play guitar and I play it lots. This is like athleticism, physical athleticism of how conditioned are your fingers to just execute a specific technique and fast. So, I mean, I can do this, and it takes a little while for me to get tired. I'm not really tired yet. So as you can see, I'm not really, this is a thoughtless action to me. So, it shows you how much I've done this. It's starting to get tired now. Now, when it does get tired, it's just going to crap out. It's going to happen really fast. It's not like, I'm almost done. Yeah, it. There, that's it. So it's it's like you feel great, and it's like, vum, you're done. So that was an example of what I did for many, 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 many years. Except way back then, I was probably like. So way back then, that's what it was. But again, through time, it just got faster and faster. So, what else was I going to do? So I was going to talk about, someone had questions. Rabatovis had questions about the chord progression in One Forgiven. So, let me take a look at that. And I just wanted to talk about, and actually I don't even have to use this as a specific example. Just, sometimes there'll be chords that don't make sense in the key. And there's a whole bunch of, again, I'm only going to touch on this a little bit because it's beyond the scope of this stream. It would be like a series of lessons for every single concept. But there's, 3 sort of concepts that get used the most in, so-called wrong chords, and that's modal interchange and secondary dominance. So I'm going to use a Beatles song as an example. So in my life, so we have A, it's in the key of A, E, F sharp minor, and then it goes to A7. So the key of the song is A, so why do we have an A7 here? Okay, so basically, again, I'm not going to go too deep into this because it's just too much to cover in this. But basically, there's a lot of rules that allow you to utilize certain chords that are not in the key, and your ear will accept it, right? So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And a lot of these tools that are used are tools that work most of the time. So another example, I'm just going to throw in a different chord. I guess I should give you some volume. So even though that's kind of a wrong chord, your ear just goes, yep, sounds good to me. I'm going to play a different chord, and your ear is probably going to go, huh? So right now your ear is probably going, ick. So that chord sort of feels unsettled or wrong, but your ear doesn't really like it. But this chord is also wrong. But for some reason your ear is like, nope, sounds great. Versus, it just sounds disjointed. So there's a whole bunch of rules like that there are certain reasons why they make sense. And this one here, it's a lot of borrowing, and there's certain concepts in this, and this is a concept called secondary dominance. And what it is if you understand fifths, it's a fifth up from basically the next chord, which is D. So if we take D, there's a rule that you can take the fifth up, which is A, and make a chord off of that, which is a dominant seventh chord, and it will sound good leading into the D. Again, I'm not going to explain every single detail about that, but that's sort of a very, very common concept that's happening a lot. And there's 2 things that happen in my life. So one is that the secondary dominant going into, so A7 is the secondary dominant leading into a D chord. But right after that in the song, they do a D minor, which is another wrong chord, and that is a concept called modal interchange. So modal interchange is borrowing chords from other keys. So you could think of that as the 4 chord from an A minor key. So this key in this song is the key of A. So there isn't supposed to be a D minor in the key of A. So we borrow the 4 chord from A minor to put that in there. And again, I can't explain why that works, because it would just be a whole other, half an hour's worth of a lesson explaining how that works. But they're really cool devices. And this is sort of what is happening in this song, is that there are certain concepts that are happening. Like, for example, the A7 leads into a D, which is the same example as in my life, in that it is the secondary dominant of D. So it works perfectly with that. So let me see if I can find that. So actually, they don't actually go straight to the D, or do they? Wait. Where am I here? So yeah, I can't really. I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, but like I said, I can only go so deep into this concept. So, all right, so that's that. So unless you guys have any other requests, I think I'm pretty much done. Unless you want to see me play that stupid entirety of that that crazy solo, like the rhythm thing all the way into the solo and all the way out. Otherwise, I think I might wrap it up. Unless you want me to cover one of these ones, because it's been a stupid stream of everything possibly going wrong did go wrong. I can redo those, and I'll probably be deleting the other stream just because it's kind of a mess. So anyway, that's that. So unless I'll give you a few seconds, because there's a delay and everything. If you guys have any requests, I'll do that. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna wrap it. And why am I? There we go. Let's see here. What have I been playing lately? Oh, here's another one. This one drives me crazy. I'll play this one for you, and it's gonna be awful. But Craig asked for this one, and it's just the bends drive me crazy on this one. It's just the recognition is not great.
Well done.
All right, so
you can continue to the next.
That one was actually not a bad run. James on top. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And could I gold star that? I don't know. I don't think I've ever gold starred this in one run. But that, I've been working on it, I've been practicing it, and it's just all a matter of, like, the big difficulty with this one is getting all of the half steps versus whole step bends. So here it's a half step on the 14, here it's a whole step, then it's a half step. So just remembering all of those, that whole step, half step, So that's probably half the problem there. And I think the other difficulty part was this part here, weird fingers, and you have to do a really quick position shift. And then that one's okay because because the open string allows you to switch to that fret, to the 12th fret. But the next one, as soon as it goes to the first string, that's where it's awkward. But you have to try to make sure that I wasn't doing it really that well, but now that I've sort of slowed it down and taken a look at it, try to make sure it's your first finger. So use that first string to get into position for that 13. Actually, in this case, I would probably use my second finger. So, anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. So, no requests, so I think I will wrap it up. I am going to, next time, go back to my previous settings, and hopefully everything is back to normal, because for whatever reason, 1080p is just doesn't seem to be doable. Even though it technically should be able to do it, doesn't work. Don't know why. So anyway, so that's that. We'll see you unfortunately next week. I will probably do a Friday at 5 o'clock stream again, because Sunday is not doable for me again, which kind of sucks. So anyway, thanks for coming, guys. If you haven't checked out my website, alexisnery.com, check that out. You can get you get updates on what I'm doing, and also when the next stream is, and videos and whatnot and what's going on. Also check out the Facebook page of mine, as well as the Yousician Friends Facebook group on Facebook. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for putting up with all the runarounds and weird technical issues, but I'll see you guys next time. See you later.